Ready? Start. Learned counsel for the petitioner, while elaborating his arguments, submitted that even if no evidence was laid, the award passed by the Labour Court cannot be sustained for the reason that the Labour Court was under obligation to consider as to whether any relief at all could be granted in favor of the workman. He placed reliance upon judgment of the apex court in Krishi Utpadan Mandi Samiti versus Pahal Singh reported in 2007 113 FLR 818. The facts of the said case is totally different in as much as in the case of Krish Utpadan Supra the dispute was raised by the workman after 18 years and he was in employment for a short period. The question was also as to whether he was in continuous service within the meaning of Section 2G of the Act and whether the employer did not comply with the requirement of Section 6N of the Act. Whereas in the instant case, no such issue had arisen for adjudication for the reason that there was no dispute as the workman was a permanent employee and was granted promotion. He was in a continuous employment of the petitioner till 15/3/1996, as per the case of the employer, whereas as per the case of the workman, he was in service till 22/4/1997. The workman also approached the competent authority for payment of his wages under Section 33C(2) of the Act and raised the industrial dispute in the year 1997 itself. There was no delay on the part of the workman, and only question for adjudication was as to whether he had abandoned the job or the employer had terminated his services. As already discussed above, the question of facts were to be decided by the Labour Court on the basis of evidence laid by both the parties. The burden was upon the employer. He failed to discharge the same as no evidence was laid, and therefore the Labour Court had no option but to accept version of respondent number 2 workman. In view thereof, findings recorded by the Labour Court that the services of respondent number 2 workmen were illegally terminated with effect from 22/4/1997 without complying with the provision of Section 6N of the Act cannot be faulted and requires no interference by this court. The award passed by the Labour Court dated 15/3/2000 is hereby upheld. Now the question remains as to what relief can be granted to the respondent number 2 workman at this stage in view of subsequent developments which have been brought on record. As indicated above, when the writ petition was presented before this court, an interim order dated 15/1/2001 was granted directing the petitioner to reinstate the respondent number 2 and pay his current salary. The respondent number 2 workman moved application under Section 6H(1) of the Act for recovery of entire back wages before the Regional Deputy Labour Commissioner, who, in its order dated 2/5/2001, had recorded that the employer had deposited the amount of rupees 64150 towards back wages at the rate of rupees 1500 from 22/4/1997 till 15/11/2000, that is the date of publication of the award. The contention of respondent number 2 employee was that the amount was not sufficient as the employer was required to deposit the back wages at the rate of minimum wages to which he was entitled as per the award within 60 days from the date of its order dated 15/1/2001. Full stop. Thanks friends watching my video. Like, share and subscribe please.